It was supposed to be a routine evening taping of Jimmy Kimmel Live, just another star-studded night in Hollywood. The audience was buzzing, the lights were warm and golden, and Jimmy himself was in fine form, cracking jokes with his usual disarming wit. But no one, not even the seasoned crew of the late-night show, could have anticipated what was about to unfold. Jennifer Lopez, pop icon, actress, producer, and entrepreneur, was the evening's headline guest, promoting her latest film and teasing a forthcoming album. She arrived in a shimmering silver ensemble that caught every camera flash and whispered diva in the most glamorous sense of the word. But behind the dazzling smile and polished poise, something was off. Whispers had already begun circulating earlier in the day. Some backstage assistants claimed they overheard Lopez on a heated phone call. Others noted her uncharacteristically tense demeanor. She was polite, said a crew member who preferred to remain anonymous, but her energy was charged. You could feel it. As the taping began, things seemed smooth enough. Lopez sauntered onto the stage to a standing ovation, waving to the crowd, hugging Kimmel, and taking her seat in the plush guest chair. The first few minutes were standard talk show fare. Banter about her latest film, a cheeky remark about aging in Hollywood, even a fond recollection of her days as a fly girl on In Living Color. But then, something changed. Kimmel, known for his sharp tongue and ironic humor, made an offhand joke. Something about Lopez's recent string of public appearances with her rekindled flame, Ben Affleck. The crowd laughed, expecting the pop star to roll her eyes or deliver a witty retort. Instead, her expression hardened. "I don't think that's funny, Jimmy," she said. Her tone clipped. Kimmel, caught off guard, chuckled awkwardly. "I mean, come on, you guys are Hollywood's favorite love story." Lopez leaned forward in her seat, eyes narrowed. "You think it's a joke? My personal life? The constant scrutiny, the rumors, the pressure. Do you have any idea what that does to someone?" The audience fell into an uneasy silence. The cameras kept rolling, but a strange tension crept into the room. Kimmel attempted to lighten the mood. "Hey, I'm just messing around," he said, lifting his hands in mock surrender. "It's all love, J.Lo." But Lopez wasn't having it. She stood up, smoothing down her dress. "No, Jimmy, it's not all love. You sit here night after night turning people's lives into punchlines. You don't get it. None of you do." The murmurs in the audience grew louder. Kimmel, still trying to salvage the segment, gestured toward her seat. "Let's not do this. Sit down. Let's talk it through. You're a pro, Jen." That's when it happened. "I am a pro," she snapped, eyes flashing. "Which is why I won't stand here and let you turn my life into tabloid fodder on national television." And with that, she turned on her heel and walked off stage, her heels clacking with finality on the studio floor. The audience gasped. Kimmel stared after her, momentarily stunned into silence. "She's gone?" he muttered, then turned back to the audience with a half-smile that didn't quite reach his eyes. "Well, folks, that was Jennifer Lopez." The cameras cut to commercial, but the damage had already been done. Fallout and frenzy news of the dramatic walk-off spread like wildfire. Within minutes, social media platforms exploded. Her J.Lo walks off began trending on X, formerly Twitter, while TikTok was flooded with hot takes, breakdowns, and amateur lip readers trying to decode what had really been said during the commercial break. Some fans applauded Lopez for standing up for herself. Others accused her of overreacting. Jimmy was just doing his job. One viral comment read, "It's a late-night show, not a therapy session." Meanwhile, insiders from both camps began leaking conflicting reports. A source close to Lopez claimed she had been emotionally drained from relentless press obligations and ongoing stress in her personal life. "She's not just a celebrity," the source said. "She's human, and she reached her limit." On the other hand, a member of Kimmel's writing team alleged that Lopez had been difficult from the moment she arrived at the studio. She didn't want to go over the talking points. She rejected the pre-interview notes. "Honestly, we knew something might go off the rails, but not that." ABC, the network behind Jimmy Kimmel Live, released a brief statement the next morning. "Last night's incident with Ms. Jennifer Lopez was unexpected. We support both our host and all of our guests and strive to create a respectful environment for everyone. We wish Ms. Lopez the best." Neither Lopez nor Kimmel addressed the incident publicly for several days. Damage control. 3 days later, Jennifer Lopez broke her silence via Instagram Live. Dressed down in a hoodie, barefaced, and seated in a softly lit room, she spoke directly to her fans. "I know everyone's talking about what happened on Jimmy Kimmel," she began, "and I want to set the record straight. Not for the headlines, but for you, my supporters." She explained that she had been dealing with a mix of personal and professional challenges, including the pressure of balancing her career, motherhood, and intense media scrutiny. "I'm not proud of how I handled it," she admitted, "but I'm also not going to apologize for standing up for myself. There's a line between humor and disrespect, and I felt that line was crossed." The live stream drew millions of views, and support from other celebrities soon followed. Selena Gomez commented with a heart emoji. Viola Davis posted, "Protect your peace, sis." Jimmy Kimmel, for his part, took a more traditional route, addressing the controversy during his monologue the following week. "I just want to say," he began, his tone more serious than usual, "that what happened here last week wasn't great for anybody. I've been doing this a long time, and sometimes I get it wrong. I never meant to make Jennifer feel uncomfortable, and I hope we can sit down again someday." What it means, the incident has reignited a broader conversation about late-night television, celebrity culture, and the boundaries between public entertainment and personal dignity. For decades, talk shows have thrived on teasing, roasting, and probing, often at the expense of their guests. But in an era where mental health and personal boundaries are gaining long overdue recognition, is that formula still acceptable? Critics have pointed out that the culture of these shows has been slow to evolve. "There's this idea that once someone's famous, they're fair game," said Dr. Anaya Morris, a media psychologist. "But fame doesn't erase humanity." Others argue that public figures should have thicker skin. "It's comedy," said radio host Kyle Lambert. "If you can't laugh at yourself, maybe you're in the wrong business." But perhaps the truth lies somewhere in the middle. Lopez's walk-off wasn't just a viral moment. It was a flashpoint, a real-time clash between entertainment norms and a changing cultural landscape. It revealed a side of Lopez the public rarely sees, vulnerable, unfiltered, and unwilling to be the butt of the joke. Aftermath in. The weeks that followed, Lopez took a brief step back from media appearances, reportedly turning down several interviews and focusing on her music. Kimmel, meanwhile, resumed his usual programming, but industry insiders say the atmosphere behind the scenes has shifted. "There's more sensitivity now," one producer revealed. "People are rethinking how they approach these segments." By the time Lopez reemerged, this time for a sit-down with Oprah, she seemed calmer, more centered. "I don't regret walking off," she told Oprah. "Sometimes walking away is the only way to reclaim your voice." The audience applauded, not with gasps or laughter, but with a deep, resonant understanding. And somewhere in a Hollywood studio, a late-night host might have been listening.